One of the most important, if not the most important, parts of guitar theory is fretboard knowledge. One of the most basic pieces of fretboard knowledge is just being able to name all the string and fret combinations. So for example, knowing that, yes, that is the 13th fret of the B string, but it's a C note. We want to know that that's a C note, and 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 that's a C note. Or that that's an E note, 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 and so on and so forth for all of the notes. As we talk about, putting scales into different keys and understanding how to make scales and these kinds of things when we're getting more and more advanced in our guitar theory and talking about improvisation and moving lead licks around and that kind of thing, we need to be able to name these notes. So this tutorial is going to give us 4 octave patterns, or they're not really tricks, they're just kind of repeating patterns on the guitar neck, that once we know them and we just memorize the low E and the A string, frets 0 through 7, we can figure out how to play every note, or figure out how to name, rather, every note on the entire guitar fretboard. So let's get into these 4 kind of octave patterns. But first, like I said, we need to be able to name low E and A string frets 0 through 7. So we do have a tutorial called String and Note Names on 6stringcountry.com. You can brush up. If not, I'll quick buzz through them. We have E, F, F sharp, G flat, G, G sharp, A flat, A sharp, B flat, and B. And then we have an open A string, A sharp, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D flat, D, D sharp, E flat, and E. So we just need to know those. You need to memorize them and just drill it every day until it just comes up in your head very quickly. Once we know that, we can use these tricks to find very quickly all of the notes, the note names here on the guitar neck. Okay, so trick number 1, when we're on the E string or the A string, the low E or the A string, we can, let's say this low E note, right? This is a low E note, it's the open low E string. We can go over 2 strings and up 2 frets, and that's going to be an E, 1 octave up. You can do that anywhere. So say you're starting on a G note, you can go over 2 strings, up 2 frets, and that's going to be a G octave. So G note, G note, E note, E note. We know that's an A note, well, that's an A note as well. And the same pattern is true when we start the root on the A string. We can go over 2 strings, up 2 frets, A, C, over 2 strings, up 2 frets, C. These are both C sharps, both Ds. These are both Es. Okay, so that's the first octave pattern that will really help us out, and that's true all the way up here. That's an A, both A's. That's a G. We go over 2, up 2. That's a G2. The next is very similar. When we're starting the root on the D or the G string, we go over 2 strings and up 3 frets. So say we're starting on this F note. We know that's an F because we memorized that that's an F, and we can go over 2 strings, up 2 frets. So that's an F note. Let's go another octave on an F note. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So F, F. And that works on the G string as well. So we know that's a G because it's the open G string. Let's go over 2 and up 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we have a G. Works up and down the entire neck. So we know that's an A note, right? So we can go over 2 because the root was on the low E string. So that's an A note. If we wanted another octave, we can go over 2, up 3. So A note, A note, A note. Okay, so that's the second octave pattern. The third octave pattern is that the low E string and the high E string, and this is kind of obvious, are the same note. And that's going to be true up the entire neck of the guitar. G, G. 3rd fret of low E, 3rd fret of high E, both the same note. That's both going to be a G. All right. A, A. All right, so that's kind of an easy one, but it will come in handy as you'll see later. So this last one, we're going to start on the high E or the B string, and we're going to work backwards. So we know this is an A note. If we wanted to find another A note, we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So back 3 strings, 1, 2, 3, up 2 frets. So this is an octave relationship from the D string over to the high E string. We know that's a G note. If we wanted to find another G note, we could go 1, 2, 3 strings back and 1, 2 up. All right? The same thing works on the B string. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is an E note and this is an E note. Those are the 4 octave patterns. Like I said, they're not really tricks, but we can think of them as mental shortcuts because it's going to help us be able to quickly name all of these notes, okay? So let's take an E note, for example, and find every E note on the guitar neck. We can do that with these 4 tricks that we just learned, 4 octave patterns. We have an E, we're going to go over 2, up 2, E, E. So now we're on the D string as our root. So we're going to go over 2, up 3, excuse me, over 2, up 3. So now we have here, here, here. We know the low E and the high E are the same note. So now all of a sudden we have E, 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 E. We already memorized that that's an E, but if we didn't, we know that's an E, so now we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's an E. Now let's do it again. We're on the A string as a root, but this is an E note, so we're going to go 2 strings up, 2 frets up, and that's an E note. Now we're on the G string for our root, so we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we know that's going to be the same note as that. So we can just start over because the 12th fret is the same. It's just an octave up from there, right? So that's an E note. And we can go over 2, up 2, over 2, up 3. And then we can do this trick to go back 3, up 2. And then another, we're on the A string now, so over 2, up 2. So we've got E, 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 E. So hopefully that's starting to make sense. The more you kind of practice using those octaves and incorporating them into your playing, the more comfortable they'll be, and the faster these kind of mental shortcuts will fire off in your brain. Let's do one more before we call it good. Let's try a G note. So we've got the 3rd fret of low E is a G note, and then we know the 3rd fret of high E will be a G note. And then we can work backwards too. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So open G string, that's a G note. Then we can go back here, up 2 strings, up 2 frets. Now we're on the D string, so we've got to go 1, 2, 3. So far we've got G, 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 G. Okay, now we can use this trick and work backwards. Since we're on the B string, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's another G. Okay, so we're on the A string now. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's a G. Now we're on the G string, so over 2, up 3. And again, 12th fret, or the high E string is the same as the low E string in terms of note name. 2 octaves under. So that's a G, and we can start over again. G, 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 G. Okay, so we just found all the G notes. Don't want to forget that guy. 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry, we were here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So as we try and get faster and faster and better at quickly pulling up these note names in our mind, I hope that these 4 octave patterns will help us do that.